Hi folks, another in my series of bar questions where I'm sitting in my bar answering some of your most pressing real estate questions. And I just got back from my emails where I had a really generic question that again I'm not the expert in, but I certainly managed to do well enough in this area for my own benefit, and that's in the area of time management. The question was, how do I manage my time better? Seems to be way too much sort of stuff to do at the end of the day, and so how do I do my time better? Well, I've got a few tips that have worked for me, but the big thing I would suggest that you do is you grab a copy of this book. It's called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, and again, I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find it everywhere because it's almost the Bible on time management. Bunch of great tips in Eat That Frog. Now, Eat That Frog may sound like a weird title for a book. Here's the metaphor. If you've got a bunch of things to do in any given day, and one of those things is something a little bit unpleasant, like eating a frog, again, chances are you're going to put that thing off till the end of the day. Fact is, eat the frog first. The rest of the day will be so much better if you get that frog out of the way first. So, what that might be for you. If you have got on your list of things to do that you need to write an ad, follow up with a seller, deliver a gift basket for a buyer and all those things, plus make 40 cold phone calls. Guess what's going to go last to the list of your priorities and probably not get done? It's going to be the cold calls. So what Eat That Frog is saying, do the calls first. Get them out of the way. Knock them over nice and quick. So that's one of the tips. Get the most, well, not necessarily the most unpleasant, because if it's unpleasant and unimportant, don't do it. But if it's unpleasant and your most important activity of the day, which bringing new clients in is, then it probably should be the first thing that you do. Another tip I used to use is have a big, what I used to call a daily action sheet. Again, it's a big to-do list. So that daily action sheet is a pretty simple process. It's a sheet of paper, lines on it, where I'd write things that I've got to do. I've heard some other people talk about the email version of that. They cut and paste things from their email inbox into a Word document and prioritise that way. Whatever works for you, it's all good. But the thing is, we need to prioritise the tasks, whether they're A, B, C. A meaning they need to get done today, B meaning they're important, and once all the A's are done, I'll get to the B's. C's means they're not yet important enough just yet. Now, C's and B's for today may become A's and B's, A's tomorrow. See how the priorities can change on a day-to-day basis. But that's the technique. So and then starting, don't do a single B until all the A's possible that you can do today get done. Another thing is, look over your list for tomorrow. Look over that list tonight. So as in last thing before you go to bed, I would suggest not only with your goals, but also include actions that are going to help you get towards those goals. Now this is all getting into the mindset-y stuff, but if you look over your goals at the end of the day, even better, what you accomplished that day, your goals, long-term, medium-term, short-term, plus your to-do list for tomorrow, your unconscious is going to get to work on some problems and stuff overnight. It's a wonderful tool that we don't use enough in our day-to-day business lives, is our unconscious mind. So looking over your to-do list for tomorrow the night before is a wonderful thing. Starting to prepare in advance, that's the key, is preparation. It's kind of like you don't eat a meal until you've set the table. Another one of the principles out of Brian Tracy's wonderful time management book, Eat That Frog, so get that. The subject of an ideal week is bandied around a little bit. Look, I've found ideal weeks, for me, haven't worked as good as they might, because I never stick to the ideal week, because stuff happens, and I understand in your life stuff will happen. But even if you have that ideal week as just that, it's an ideal week that is never going to be stuck to 100%, but at least then if you stick 80% to an ideal week, you've had a pretty darn good week. So, certainly planning your time, planning your major time on major activities. The 80-20 rule. Find out how 80% of your income in your business comes into your business and spend 80% of your time on that. Because normally it's the other way around. Normally, stuff that you're spending 20% of your time on is what's bringing you in all the money. So if you flip that on its head, you're going to be kicking butt. They did some studies recently, and I think it was a great real estate coach and trainer that I've done some training with. Great guy, Michael Sheargold. I think it was him and John McGrath, but it was someone of that caliber anyway. They studied dollar productive hours in real estate agents across Australia, and they found staggeringly that the average amount of dollar productive time, now dollar productive means getting clients, listing properties, negotiating contracts, running buyers, those sorts of things, dollar productive things. So not writing ads, not talking around the coffee machine, not, doing the things that are wasting time, replying to emails. Arguably even listening to this training would be non-dollar productive. But we used to put in our green zone, which meant for us dollar productive time, we used to put training and role-playing into our dollar productive time. That's not for everyone, I understand, because really it's not, but it's necessary. So we used to put it in there because we knew how necessary it was. What they found was 8 to 12 hours a week is what the average real estate agent puts into the dollar productive zone. Now compare that to a $2 million a year earner like Amber Wershen, who used to do 8 a.m. to 8 p.m, every second of that being dollar productive. So 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, 72 hours a week in the dollar productive zone. No wonder she earned $2 million in that year. $2 million. She was a 23-year-old young girl on the Sunshine Coast at the time. Wonderful business owner, wonderful example of how to manage your time. And again, not everyone can do a 72-hour week, I understand that. But what if you did your 40-hour week dollar productive instead of your 8 to 12 hours that historically, on average, our real estate community has been doing just that. So, that's what we need to do. Get more dollar productive, spend major time on major things, and read the book, Eat That Frog, and most of your time management hassles are going to be a thing of the past. Hope that's been of some help. I'm here in my bar giving you the frequently asked questions that you guys have asked for here on YouTube. Hope they've been of some help. If you need anything further from me, you know where to go. I'm Glenn Twiddle. Bye for now.